It's your boy D Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with what is it like being black in Australia? Before we dive in, y'all know I need y'all to smash that subscribe button, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so I can suggest it. You guys got a favorite video suggestion, you can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. What we got?
Back in the US, it's like when you get pulled over by a white cops and you being black, the chances of you surviving or you going home was very thin or very less.
If you speak your mind or you're too loud, you're considered that black loud woman, like the angry black woman narrative.
I spent about 14 years working in the mines, so we look after each other.
You need to care and you need to just spread love, you know, and be caring, be considerate.
Konnichiwa.
I love that.
I'm Hamma from Japan. Today I'm going to have an interview with black people. What is it like being black in Australia? On my channel I usually ask Japanese people in the countryside of Japan. So that it is going to be the best channel to get to know about the people, culture, history in the countryside of Japan. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please hit the button and enjoy the latest contents. Okay, let's get started. What is it like being black in Australia?
To be honest, well, it depends. Other people might have their own experience, but to me,
For sure.
I don't have any. I actually have any bad experience being black. One way or the other, you might at work you might feel that you've been, discriminated. But hey, look, this is Australia. The law works. If someone discriminates towards you, you report the person. They can get fined for being discriminatory. Yeah. So me being black, I don't know. I think it's okay. I don't see anything wrong of me being black here in Australia. Yeah.
I feel that. And Australia does seem like the type of place that, know what I'm saying, is laid back, it's chilled. It doesn't seem like a lot of racism would exist there. And he's like, the law works. So if somebody is being discriminatory towards me, like, know what I'm saying? The law works. They can get fined for that. Like, things happen. And so my guy's like, no issue being black here. And yeah, like I said, Australia seems like a chill place. They don't care what color you are. They just laid back. Cool. All right, well, keep it going.
How long have you been in Australia, by the way?
10 years. No, 12 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I came here 2010.
I would like to remember George Floyd died in the USA. It triggered huge protests in the world.
Big time.
What do you think about this protest?
I think it was very necessary. Though I didn't participate because I was working. I had a lot of friends who actually participated in that activity. But I think it was very necessary. It actually sent a signal because it got to a point that blacks were being killed, being tortured, being maltreated back in the US. It's like when you get pulled over by a white cops and you being black, the chances of you surviving or you going home was very thin or very less. So it actually sent a signal to them that all eyes are watching and everyone was watching. So it's kind of actually, I think it might reduce the brutality on blacks a little bit. But I thought it was very necessary. That protest was very necessary. It's quite unfortunate I couldn't attend, but I had my cousins and my other friends who attended it. So yeah.
And it just, I think also, it got to a point where it was frustrating because it was like nobody was getting punished for killing these guys. Like, know what I'm saying? Not only the fact that you killed either an unarmed suspect or something. It's like you're not even facing any kind of punishment for that. And I think that's what people were just getting like absolutely fed up with. And then I know in the case of George Floyd, it's like you literally killed him on camera. And it felt like it took a while for punishment to be handed out when he was like, it was on camera for the world to see. So I think people just kind of got fed up with that as well. It seemed like black people were getting killed and nobody was being punished for it.
Let's talk about the police in Australia. Have the police in Australia treated you differently based on your skin color in the past 10 years in Australia?
Well, I haven't had a much encounter with the police because I'm a good boy. Nah. I haven't got to deal with the police a lot. The only time was me being pulled over because I was over speeding. They asked me why was I speeding? Was there any emergency? Obviously, I had no excuse, or I had no better excuse, so I got fined. And which I think it's normal because you need to obey the laws. We can't put the laws in our hands because we need to think about other people's life as well. So I think the police. There was one time that I felt a little bit angry about one of the police that I had an encounter with. He pulled me. I was driving a Mercedes-Benz. I had a Mercedes-Benz ML350.
Yeah.
The first question he asked me was, "Who owns the car? Whose car is this?"
Oh, okay.
And as a policeman,
It's obviously yours.
yes, of course it was mine. And to me it sounds more like he didn't know his job because you could have run your check with my driver's license and know who owns the car. Maybe he wanted to see if I would lie. I don't know, but look, I got angry. I said to him, "Why are you asking me this stupid?" And I was very harsh on him. "Why are you asking me this stupid question? You mean I can't afford this car or something, you know?" He said, "No, I'm only doing my job." I said, "No, you're not doing your job properly. You could have checked before even asking." He didn't check. You know, I would have understand if he had checked before asking me that question. I probably would understand. But stopping me straight away, asking me who owns the car, made me feel like, So yeah.
Where are you?
I definitely feel that. I feel like personally it would have been more frustrating if he did check and then ask you like. But the fact that he didn't check, it seems like he was just asking like, "Who wants do you own this car?" You know what I'm saying? But if he did check and then asked him and looked up the license and saw everything and saw that he did own the car and then came and said, "Who owns this car?" Then I feel like that to me would have been more frustrating. But if he hadn't ran any checks yet and just like said, "Who owns this car?" and just like, "I do," like I feel like they don't know any better. They don't know that who owns the car if they hadn't checked yet, which they should do their checks, but I don't know. I feel like it would have been more frustrating to me if it was the other way around.
Made me feel like, So, yeah.
Where are you originally from?
I am from West Africa, Sierra Leone.
Which country is it again?
Sierra Leone.
Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never heard. Can I have a look?
Yeah.
I cannot say that. I could never say that. Sierra I don't even want to butcher it and embarrass myself.
Okay.
It's like where Blood Diamond and everything happened.
How long have you been in Australia?
I came here when I was 3, so I've been here basically all my life. I don't remember anything from back home, and I haven't been back since.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt like being treated in a different way as a black person?
I feel like in the workplace, like if you're, or even when I was going to college, being like black, loud, not loud, but like clearly spoken, like well spoken. If you speak your mind or you're too loud, you're considered that black, loud woman, like the angry black woman narrative. And I think that's like the thing that I more have experienced, like especially because I'm like well spoken, I speak my mind, so people that will come across as aggressive, whereas if a white lady was to speak their mind, it will be, oh, she's just feeling some type of way. And even if you watch shows like Love Island or like other shows, you see that when a Caucasian person speaks up or a white woman speaks up, it's proud and like, they're just saying what's on their mind, whereas if a black person speaks up, it's you're being aggressive, you need to calm down, or like you're being angry. So I think that's what I've experienced.
I have watched Love Island and she might be a little bit. I've only seen one season of Love Island Australia though, and I really can't. I only remember one black girl that was on there. There was probably a couple more, but the season that I saw, I only remember the one. But I understand what she's saying. I definitely understand what she's saying.
You need to calm down, or like you're being angry. So I think that's what I've experienced, like being a black woman. But besides that, I feel like it's just like the same. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think it is still happening in today's world?
Yeah, definitely. I see it with a lot of people, and even if it's not black women, because my best friend was like Asian, and she was in the class with me as well, and we both got given that narrative, whereas everyone else was like not like that. So I think it's just when you're someone of color, especially because I realized, like, I work at Cotton On, so I realized when there's a language barrier, so people express themselves differently, and what we may seem as normal to someone else isn't normal, so that translates differently the way we project our voice or the way we speak.
Did you participate in
No, I didn't.
protest?
I didn't because I was actually too scared to, just because I'm more aware, and I feel like that's just social media noise. I feel like when stuff like that happens, it's just we're bringing attention to the situation, but in the society we live in, everything's really fast. So if you haven't noticed, like, since it's died down, we haven't been seeing much Black Lives Matter. There's no marches being happening. It dies down. It's a trend for a certain amount of time, but nothing gets done about it. The police recognize that it's happening, but they're like, it's gonna pass, which it did pass, and now everything's just back to the same. So I didn't want to get myself involved. I didn't want to get myself hurt, but there's things you can do in private that will help the situation at hand instead of making unnecessary noise that in the long term isn't going to do anything. Yeah.
So do you think the protest was a good idea to implement?
I think it was a good idea to raise awareness, but it wasn't a bad idea. It wasn't like the best idea, but I feel like I know a man that talks to like the police, like the sheriff department and everything, and he gives them like classes and everything to raise the awareness of what's going on in the Black community. That way he's helping the police recognize their actions and what they're doing is wrong, instead of, because I feel like also police are people, so like when they're in such a big crowd that are so against them, they don't know what to do. I'm not defending, this is Australia, I'm not talking about America. American police is different, but like they don't know what to do, and they kind of like feel like, oh my god, like backed in a corner, instead of us educating them into what our struggles are as Black people. In the protest, you don't get to speak. It's just yelling. No one's having a chance to speak to each other and get across to what the issue is and a resolution.
I was born in Congo.
Okay. And how long have you been?
Yeah, I definitely feel what she said. I feel like protests are necessary just to grab the attention. Before you could even have a conversation, right? The attention has to be grabbed to let you know that, like, this is a problem and we're tired of facing it. But yeah, I don't know anything about Australian police, so I can't speak on them. I can only speak on the U.S. And I mean, I can't even speak on the U.S. police as a whole, because you can't judge a group by the actions of a few. So.
In Australia?
I've been in Australia for like probably 14 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I came when I was really young,
Okay.
since I was in year 2, so that's in 2010.
Did you participate in the protest?
I actually did participate in the protest because, as we all know, racism is a big thing. It has been going around for several years, and even if, you know, there's new laws, there's new rules that it's an inclusive country, we have to be diverse, there's still people who are, you know, still racist, and a lot of people, you know, commit suicide from racism, and, you know, it just affects people in a negative way. So I did go to the protest, and also at my high school, when I was in year 12, I decided to organize an inter-school protest, which is a protest within the school, because there was several students who were like, oh, the teachers are racist to us, or there's people racist to us, and I was like, oh, let's do an inter-school protest and let's end this. Let's make the teachers, you know, be aware that racism is an issue within the school as well. You know, it's not just in the outside world, it's in schools, it's just everywhere, you know.
Do you think, in your opinion, it was a good idea to do protest?
I think it was a great idea. That's why I participated in it. And honestly, I don't think it made people angrier or made people more racist. I think it raised awareness on racism. Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes it's very subtle, sometimes it's very out there, you know.
Facts.
And it's just,
Facts.
it makes people, that protest made people start doing things differently, I believe. So places were more diverse and companies were taking action within, you know, the companies and changing rules and regulations. And, you know, so I don't think some countries have, you know, rules against racism. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I think some countries have that now. Like, as I think racism should be a crime, don't you think?
Yeah.
I think that whoever is racist to someone, you should go in jail because you're just spreading hate. You know.
Facts.
It doesn't damage you. It doesn't damage people physically, but it damages their mental.
Yes, exactly. It damages them internally.
Yep.
So I think people should go to jail for being racist.
Yep.
I don't think it made people angry. It just made people know that, you know, racism is a thing. You need to care and you need to just spread love, you know, and be caring, be considerate.
Where are you originally from?
Yeah, and I feel like there's some countries where like hate speech is a crime, and you do get fined or you do go to jail for hate speech. Racist people being racist, I guess it's hard to make that. I feel like it would be hard to make that stuff a crime just because certain people see certain situations differently. Like, I may consider something racist that another black person or another person of color would not consider racist. And so it's like, who determines what is racist in a sense? And so it'd be hard to... I don't think you're ever completely going to get rid of racism. I don't think that's going to happen. But I feel like people who are like raised right, who, know what I'm saying, grow up right, grow up with a moral compass, some type of moral compass, they already see it as wrong, and they don't see it as one group being superior to another group. They don't see it one group really like being different, but just at the end of the day, we're all humans. We're all humans. We're all one on this earth. You know what I'm saying?
You know, and be caring, be considerate.
Where are you originally from?
From the Congo.
How long have you been in Australia?
A long time. I graduated, I came here when I was 27.
Okay. How was it like being black man in Australia?
Well, to me, Australia is a very nice country. It depends how do you embrace it. When you embrace Australian values, we all look alike. We all the same way of thinking, and there's opportunity for everyone. So it depends on how do you embrace it.
Did you participate in the protest of Black Lives Matter in Brisbane?
No, I was busy running the shop. They had a march in the city, but I didn't participate. Yeah.
How did you feel about this?
It's quite different. I recently came from USA. America and Australia is totally two different countries, totally two different mentalities. And
For sure.
I didn't know that.
Australia, we based on mateship culture. I spent about 14 years working in the mines, so we look after each other, and that level of culture, that level of understanding and way of life in Australia is totally different to USA. USA is everyone for themselves, so that's it. So yeah, we can't compare. Surely, being a human, you feel bad that someone has been unjustly killed by police or discriminated, but compared to Australia, it's totally different. Yeah, it's totally different. Yeah.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
Yes.
Crash landing on you.
Yeah, Crash I saw it. Oh, do you like
so
it?
good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it too. I like it too. It's so romantic. Thank you so much.
It was so nice to meet you.
Oh, you too. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Good luck with everything.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you.
That's all we got for this one. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. It's your boy D Neal, out.